Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Midnight's Edge After Dark. I'm Tom Connors. With me is Six. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully. How are you doing?
I am doing the best I can, and that's about all they're going to get out of me.
Okay.
And also joining us tonight is the one, the only Clobbering Times. How are you doing?
Oh, doing well, my buddy. Thanks for having me here, man. Great to see you, Six. Always a pleasure. And good to see my buddy Nick and you wonderful friends in the chat. I hope everyone's having a great start to their week.
Yes, Orange Rock represent. Yes. And also joining us, 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. How are you doing, sir?
I just had a delicious piece of chicken, and I'm feeling really good because seriously, this stuff was like 9 out of 10 good chicken. Other than that, I'm good. Happy to be here. Hi and hails to the chat, to our mods. I saw Gossip win. Of course, I see Six in there, so glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Tom, as always, and always good to be with Six and Clubby as well.
Sorry, I was muted. Awesome sauce, and we're glad to have you as always, Nick. And who knows who else might stop by yet tonight, so we'll see who that happens to be. But until then, we'll just say hello to the few of the people in the chat. We got Darth Scipio here. We got Anonymous Gamer here. We got Warrior Justice here. No one's here. We got Baked and Salty. We have Mecha J. We also have a member chat already from Stian Monstad, who's been a member for 2 months at the minimum effort puppy level. Thank you for that. And then we also have Sean MNT. We got Mecha J, Mecha 1164, Rembrandt's here, Grand Admiral Adams here, Michael Gonzalez is here, Daryl Brewer, a few of the people I've seen over on MEAD Radio. Thank you for hopping on over here, like Goddess of Whim, and so many others. We got Joshua Hammond. We got Yekno Mino. We've got Powdered Toast Man. And he says, "Good morning, Vietnam." That's right. We got Spirit of Sanity, Phoenix Knight. So many here. Thank you for being here. Tierra Starbright. Thank you so much, guys. Thomas Mess. Hit that like button. Share out the link. Let everybody know that we're live. Because Lord knows the old YouTubes won't let them. Oh, we got Rhino in the chat. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You at work or you at home? I'll send you the link if you're at home, buddy. We'd be glad to have you hop in. It's good timing considering we're going to be talking a little Mando here in just a little bit. We also have Mikey, who chimes in with a $4.99 super chat and says, "Greetings, listening in from horrible roads of the California interstate. Well, drive safe, Mike. And we hope you let me know when you get home so I know you made it home safely. And I want to see your reaction to your Christmas present. That's just it. This man still hasn't seen the Christmas present I got him.
What'd you get him?
I'm not telling it because then he'll hear it.
Oh,
Mikey, don't listen.
No.
I have been keeping that to myself for so long. I can't wait to see his reaction to this thing. So anyway, we have Captain Fandom Nerd, who's been a member for 20 months. Holy crap. Thank you for that. And also Joker Voice, who's been a member for 16 months. Thank you for that as well. And thank you all again for being here. Please hit that like button. Yes, and don't super chat and drive, Mike. Exactly, like Marks 47 said.
That's how bad traffic is. That he probably had to put his car in the park and the red light.
If you're standing still, fine. But
well, he's probably using voice to text. Well, can you send a super chat using voice to text?
You could, I suppose. But yeah, well, I don't know.
Yes, I can't. I've done it.
I think at the end you'd still have to.
Yeah, Mike is pretty fancy. He probably has like a top of the line.
He probably has some like weird shit. You're right.
Yeah. Or he has like a butler.
Well, he is rich.
He has a Jarvis. Kind of he does have a Jarvis.
Well, he is a billionaire philanthropist, so you know.
That's genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist to you.
That's right. That's right. So yes, thank you, Mikey. We miss you. Can't wait to have you back again. Oh, we got Joker Voice here who says with $5, am I excited about Mando Season 3? Short answer, no. The series is mere filler until the only show that matters, Ahsoka, drops. Keep talking. Hashtag keep talking. Oh, so you're an Ahsoka fan, I see.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We got D-Bud Martin in the house. How you doing, D-Bud, swinging around that wrench for us? He's been a member for 18 months at the maximum effort puppy level. Says, tell Mikey to stop texting and driving. I did, but I'll tell him again. And then we have, let's see here. Oh, we got some super chats firing in here. Thanks, guys. We got Rohan Spartan sending in $5 and says, "Hail all, just picked up the 3rd anniversary for Blu-ray, 30th, I think he means, or is it the 35th? Whatever it is, anniversary for Blu-ray for Highlander. Can't wait to watch it for the first." Oh, so you've never even seen it before. You're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. It's a classic. Yeah, we got the 4K here not too long ago, so yeah. It's awesome. I can't wait to hear your reaction to it. We got Warrior of Justice who says, "Tom, did you get Mike a green card for Christmas?" Well, he doesn't need one because he's
I thought he meant a green legal. Christmas card.
I could, but I think that would be a little too on the nose, don't you? I mean, he'd be offended, I think. I don't know. Captain Fandom Nerd has become a new member. Holy crap.
He upgraded to maximum effort puppy.
Oh, we got to give him a sticker. Just the same. Doesn't matter. There's a thing we do here, and we got to do it. So he's a maximum effort. Okay, let's see here. Let's do the maximum effort puppy for Captain Fandom Nerd. There you go. Thank you so much. See, get up there. He can do it. He can do it.
So cute.
Ugh, it's that belly. It gets in the way.
Hey, Tom, what do you do for people who are Congo members?
Usually do
Exactly.
Well, I do this one sometimes.
Right.
Or I gotta find something to do with Congo. One. We got bored corgi, could be bored Congo corgi.
I know, I've been begging you for one for like.
Yeah, you're right. And I've been trying to think of what to do. I need to think of something that's just right. And sooner or later, Frank Marshall will send me something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Fenton for now works because Fenton's a classic. So yes,
Fenton's pretty good.
Yes. See, everybody loves Fenton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes. We got Andy in the chat too. How you doing, Andy? Good to see you. Good to see you. So let's talk about this Mandalorian trailer. What do you guys think? Let me get to, I suppose we can probably show it.
Let's show it.
Because you haven't seen it
yet.
I
want to hear Six's reaction. I'm actually
so this will be Six's first time
seeing your reaction.
Well, let me tell you why I haven't seen it. So it dropped. I was at work last night and it dropped. And I started watching it on my phone and I got that feeling, you know how when you're going up a hill on a roller coaster and you're just almost to the top and you get that like butterfly kind of first date kind of feeling. And you almost feel like you're going to throw up, but it's like
the weightlessness feeling or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I started to get that feeling of hopefulness and excitement because it was Star Wars and it's Mandalorian. And my last memory of Mandalorian is, aside from the sidebar from Kenobi, is Luke Skywalker coming on the season finale of season 2, which was unbelievable for me. So, and then I kind of realized, you know what, I'm just going to get kicked in the hoo-ha by this show, probably by Disney, by Lucasfilm. So I just shut it off and I thought, well, maybe I'll watch it when I get home. I can watch it on my big TV. And then I just never got around to it because I've been busy today.
Well, we're going to get
so I guess I'll get my heart broken here.
Well, hopefully not. I mean, it's just kind of like a teaser more than anything, I guess.
Is it going to suck?
Well, that's up to you, I guess. But you said something about getting kicked in the what?
Hoo-ha.
Kicked in the hoo-ha? I suppose. So that sounds something like that or what?
That's exactly what it sounds like, Tom. Oh my God. It's like you've been there.
I know. I don't know. It was a guess.
Yeah, it was great.
So all right, the rest of us though have seen this, so we'll just keep it to ourselves until after Six sees it. We'll hear Six's reaction because honestly, I'd say she's the biggest Star Wars fan on the panel, probably. But we'll find out.
Not my gatekeep, but yeah.
Well,
our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for?
What, they use magic markers to color up?
What was that?
Did they use magic? Why are they so colorful?
I don't know. They're Power Ranger Mandalorians.
I guess. Okay. That's cool.
Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight.
It's easier to figure out which figure you are that
You
way.
also have to know how to navigate the galaxy.
Oh, look at them.
That way, you'll never be lost.
Oh.
I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
Forgiven.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act,
Yeah.
it'll be too late.
Oh my God!
Hang on, kid. This is the way.
Oh wow, you had like a little joygasm there for a minute,
Amazing! I'm so excited.
because I think you're like referring to the scene that clearly is probably a callback to the episode 3
Oh my God.
Order 66 incursion. Because as we all guessed, that's pretty much where Grogu came from. So yeah, he was protected.
Yeah.
Then. Protect my son, will you? Likes to be fed every few minutes. He does.
Eggs.
2
He likes
nuts a
eggs.
day. Eggs is his favorite. Yes.
Eggs. Over easy.
How does Mando handle the diapers?
I don't know.
So 6, what's your reactions? Obviously, you got a little
I'm
squee
super
out of you.
excited. I think it's going to be amazing.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You
Yeah.
disagree?
No, I'm just waiting. Do you have anything else you want to say? Like, is that just simple, straightforward? You're excited?
I'm excited. I love
Okay.
Jedi. I love lightsabers.
Okay.
I love Mando. I don't love Baby Grogu as much as I used to. He doesn't do it for me like he used to. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
All right.
I didn't hate what I saw. I'm just
Yeah, you did.
ambivalent to this show at this
Okay.
point. No, I really
Well,
didn't.
it's on the thumbnail, so here we are.
Well, the question was, does anybody really care? I mean, I guess that's what we're asking, and clearly you do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, yeah, I might watch it. You know, that means I got to go back and watch the episodes of Boba Fett that have to do with
Don't.
this,
Just don't.
because I
No, you
quit
don't.
watching Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But
No, don't.
It won't matter.
Don't hurt yourself like that.
But no, it looks, man, there may be something to it. I'd like to have some more answers about Grogu.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if this is too little too late, too. That's also why I'm asking, does anybody care? Because we are a year out from the last time we had any, or actually almost 2 years now, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Over
it was
2 years.
December 2020 when it was the return of Luke on
Yeah.
season 2 of the finale. I remember that because it was like the week before Christmas, or at least very close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because I watched that episode when it came out at 2 a.m. that night. I remember that. I went to work the very next day at 9 because I was actually one of the guys who liked that ending, and I'll admittedly I still do, and that doesn't mean I won't acknowledge the warts and all aspect of it, of the CGI, but I was just so happy to see Luke portrayed the way Luke Skywalker was portrayed. So it was like, I was just happy to see him also kick ass and take names. Now, I'll admit too, I'm not as well versed in all the books. Like, I've read a handful of them, and I did enjoy them. I probably read like less than 5 of them. But I was a big player of a lot of the video games, especially Shadows of the Empire on N64. That game was my shit, dude. Dash Rendar, what a character. Woo!
You like
But
Dash?
dude, I love playing it, especially that Boba Fett mission where you had to go chasing. It was basically like a chase scene on a jetpack, basically. And you know, I'm a good old sucker for chase scenes in movies. So that was what that was like for me. No, that game was so kick ass. But I mean, I guess while I'm going on babbling, I mean, I watched it. I don't know if I'm gonna catch it, but I obviously I saw the trailer and I'm indifferent. I didn't think it looked bad. If I'm being very honest. It definitely looks like they actually spent some money on it, so I will give them credit where it's due in that regard. Now, here's my takeaway from this, and this is what I see because you know I work in a big city and I get to hear a lot of normie takes. This is the interesting normie take. So out here, there are normies to talk about. There absolutely is. People are definitely aware that this show's out, unlike Obi-Wan and most definitely Andor. The talk of the conversation is what happened to Grogu. I thought he left Mando. Goes to show you how many people also did not see Boba Fett because of what happened at.
I noticed that too.
with
Yeah,
Grogu.
there was a
A
few people who were
lot of
asking.
people at my, we'll just say my employer, were talking about this trailer. Most of them do seem to be pretty excited about it, and they said how they're all really confused as to how Grogu is back with Mando because they all said they remember that ending.
I'm sure they'll do like a recap thing on the beginning of Mando.
And they
season
probably
3,
will,
yeah.
but it also just goes to show you, like, Mando really is their only thing that has people. Like, you would think, honestly,
It's the only thing I'm excited for. I mean, I'm not even that excited for Ahsoka.
You would think Obi-Wan Kenobi would have been, because obviously he's a historical character who has obviously a lot of history and a lot of fans, but you wouldn't think Mando of all characters would have been the character to talk about. But no, normies are talking about it.
I have to check, but I guess according to culture, Mandalorian had better numbers than Obi-Wan did. And I don't know about the premiere wise and all that stuff, but
yes, it did. It did.
But yeah, so 6. I know you got to restart here because you're having some computer issues. So you want to go ahead and give the rest of your reaction so you can do that?
Well, I mean, as far as the normies the biggest Star Wars fans that I know love Mandalorian and are excited about Mandalorian season 3. So I think that when people say normies, they're not necessarily, Star Wars is not their number one fandom.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Okay.
Yes, you're spot on.
So I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But a lot of the normies that I do know, they are also fans of the Mandalorian series. They know nothing about Kathleen Kennedy or any of the drama involved, and Pablo, what a dick he is, and how a lot of people hate Dave Filoni. I personally am not excited about Ahsoka, but Mandalorian has not really disappointed me so far. Even when, people say that Gina Carano got fired, she didn't get fired. If she had been recast, then maybe you could make a case saying that she was fired, but her contract wasn't renewed and the character was ignored. Did they even
ostensibly written out for now? We'll say at this point we don't know yet. We'll have to see what they say in season 3. So I have a feeling it'll be a throwaway line from oh god, I just forgot his name. Jesus Christ, the guy who plays Apollo Creed.
Oh yeah, Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. Yeah, he'll probably just be like,
Cargo.
she's off doing something or other, whatever, and then they'll just leave it at that for now until we have to see how things play out. But yeah, I think that's optimistic. 6. I mean, we don't know for sure if she'll ever come back again. I don't think she'll do it, but yeah.
No, I don't think that there's no way that they would ever bring her back. They would have to admit something, some kind of wrongdoing, some kind of mistake, and that's never going to happen.
And even still, I don't think Gina would accept at this point. I think she'd be like,
I think it was a throwaway character anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people who like her more than others. I get that. And some people, you can argue that are more infatuated because of who she is and what happened. But, I always thought the character was all right.
I'm not discounting what happened to the actress whatsoever. That was completely fucked up. But as far as the character, she was cool. I thought she was cool. But she wasn't
I do remember some revisionist people who were griping about her first episode appearance and then changed their tune later. I will say that. I'm not going to name any names, but you know, that I will say there was a bandwagon kind of scenario there. But yeah, yeah. Anything else you want to add, Six, before you got to reboot? I know you're having some
I don't
computer
even know
issues.
how I'm going to reboot because this thing is just it's
Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete, or
I
just
tried
hard
all
boot.
of that. Yeah.
Hopefully you can figure something out for a new PC.
I think God's punishing me for being excited about Mandalorian.
Nah.
Whatever.
Nah, if that was the case, he just make it shit so you have nothing to look forward to for Star Wars. Because I've sadly watched you get crushed left and right by Star Wars in the last year or two. So I'm like,
yes, but I've never gotten crushed by Mandalorian. So
no,
this
so
might
like
be
at least,
the year.
Well, I hope not. Fingers crossed for your sake. I hope it's good. But yeah. So yeah, so I think she's gonna try and reboot. And with that,
she's gonna try to
unless there's anybody, Clobby, did you really have anything to say about the Mandalorian? You've been kind of quiet.
No, it was just it looks pretty good. I mean, the trailer's interesting as trailers go. Forgetting about what my baggage with Disney and what went on with Gina Carano and how terrible the past couple of shows have been. I was someone who at least liked the Mandalorian fine. I thought those 2 seasons were okay. It's about it's certainly the best thing they put out in the longest, with all the stuff they've been coming out with. So, and I thought the trailer definitely should be a successful one. It would get you excited, it pumped up. If you're a fan, there's a lot of cool stuff in it, a lot of fan service in there. And that trailer was fine. I thought it was, it did a good job of, I can understand why Six, as a big Star Wars fan, would be excited by it. And as a fan of The Mandalorian, would be excited about it. As someone who did like, the first 2 seasons reasonably, it's something that it looks pretty cool. I will probably, I guess I'll watch it. Yeah, I mean, so certainly I think it's a good trailer.
Nick, you wanted to say some more about the trailer too?
Yeah, I just want to add. Like I said, I'm gonna give credit that the trailer doesn't look bad. It really does not. Like it looks like it. There's a lot of stuff there. Like you saw lots of droids. You actually saw ships flying. So it doesn't look like just a green screen production with a bunch of plain fields, which seems like that was the bulk of the Star Wars shows with a lot of the production. So it actually looks like a Star Wars production. Now, maybe that means they spent more money this time, or they made it look like they did. I don't know. And I'm still, obviously, I don't like what they did to Gina. It doesn't make me love her character. I thought her character was just fine. I'm pretty much in the same opinion that Six is. She's fine. She wasn't essential to the show, but I won't feel like she was a throwaway either. Because I feel like her use was about as useful as Grief Karga's was. She was there to help with a mission when help was needed in some regard. So. It's still, I'll admit I'm a little uneasy about it still. But who knows? Maybe I might change my mind if I get bored one day and see what's going on. But I'm happy for those who are excited because people do seem to at least casual Star Wars fans seem to be excited about it despite their confusion about Grogu. So, but once again, it just goes to show you how strong of a character, popular-wise, Mando is. Now, I actually was a defender of season 1. I actually thought it was a really good season. Now, season 2, to me, is a bit of a mixed bag. Well, I do stand by liking the Luke ending. I feel like the show, the flow of the second season was not as good. I felt like season 1 felt like a beginning and a middle and an end, whereas season 2 felt like the highs were really good, but the lows were definitely a bit low in the second season, even though the highs were better. But season 1 had a better flow overall, which makes me
season 2 felt a little more scattered to me.
It was definitely more all over the place. For season 1, it had a better flow.
Yeah, there were stronger episodes, I would say, in the first season as far as more of them. But the second season probably had the bigger punch at the ending. But
the bigger highs. It had the highs.
Yeah, I was a little more like
known for the highs, but as far as the story and where it was going, the journey to the destination was done way better in season 1.
Right. So yeah, unless anybody else wants to say anything more on that, I think we got some super chats here. We've got Rave Girl who says, "Hi all. Will Disney ever admit they horribly mismanaged one of the most profitable franchises? there has to be some panic of how bad it is. Yeah, I'm sure they do realize it on certain levels. If the rumors are to be believed, especially about the hit list that Cameron Pasha put out, then clearly there's some kind of change in the wind. But I don't want to get my hopes up too much because we've been hearing this for years, and outside of the few bright spots we've gotten out of Favreau, I've been let down time and time again too. And frankly, I'm glad I'm not as big of a fan as I used to be, or I'd be even more pissed off. Especially after Obi-Wan Kenobi, like that got to a point where I only kept watching it because it was so bad. Right, it was like that Mystery Science Theater level type shit. Like, I mean, now let's see how bad it can get this fucking week. You know,
unreal. It's astonishingly
Boba Fett was just embarrassing. Like that was just, you just didn't even want to watch it just out of embarrassment. You're just like, oh shit, you know. Like, I'm not looking. Go ahead, put it back on, whatever, you know. Like,
yes, indeed. Same here.
But at the box office, they've had no luck. They've basically cut the audience in more than half at this point. So I'm assuming they have to realize how this franchise is definitely crawling towards dire straits quickly, if not already. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else has any more to add to that. We got Nikki D here, says, do you think the viewership numbers for Mando season 3 will greatly exceed the prior seasons? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It left on a high, but it didn't seem to help Boba Fett.
No, I don't think it will, actually, because of all this damage that's been done with the other shows after it.
But don't underestimate Baby Grogu, you know.
Yeah, maybe that will be good for him.
And I'm pretty sure somebody, and the reason that they had those episodes in Boba Fett the way they did, I'm sure after the whole Gina thing, the other half of it was people are like, get that baby back with him. You know, like they didn't want, because I'm sure that Favreau was planning on having the baby gone for most of the third season originally. So that's the only thing that makes sense as to why you would do that. Because on any other level, it makes absolutely no sense to do what they did. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, Nikki D. That'll be interesting to see, though. I mean, Disney has a lot more, I think it'll do well because they have a lot more subscribers than they did for the first 2 seasons. Like the amount of subscribers they have now is like double that. So the chances are pretty good that something like that's going to be their new biggest or most viewed show at that point. Unless anybody thinks it will go the other way.
No, I don't think it's going to.
I actually, here's my issue. Here's my, I don't know, I guess it's just what I see out of this. Let's just say that the show succeeds and it does well, people like it. There's a certain person with the initials KK keeps their job even longer because, I mean, if this show succeeds and it's still under her, under her wing, she's going to keep her job long. I don't see this. Now, I'll put this way, even though I don't want to talk into the whole conversation of is she not, I truly believe if this show did actually tank, there might actually be a push to say, okay, maybe it's time to go. But I feel like this would help keep her job if it succeeded. I mean, what do you think?
With Iger back in the picture, I don't know. I really don't know. That's a tough call. I don't think there's anything that's going to save Kathleen Kennedy at this point. But then again, she's also not going to be tossed out on her ass either.
No.
So we'll have to see what happens after Indiana Jones 5. And that's also about the time her contract will be up for renewal as well. Mecha J says, with $10, thank you so much. The trailer might look good, but after the Gina controversy, the mess that was Boba Fett and Kenobi, the lackluster viewership of Andor, I have no interest in watching Mando Season 3. Yeah, this is another thing to consider. You know, as I was pointing out before.
Alone. I don't think he's going to be alone in that. Hello?
Sorry, I was messaging Script in the back, or 6 in the background because she was she's rebooting now. So this is an excellent point, Mecha J. It could go the other way, even though they have a larger subscription base now on Disney Plus, there could be less people interested in Star Wars now, but we'll have to
Could
see.
be.
This is the only one that has a chance, though. Like, it's like this or nothing at this point. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Because people are either, if they're going to tune in, it's going to be for this. But the damage could be done. That's very, very likely. Then we got Tennille, aka Dislikes Puns, says, I'm looking forward to Ahsoka, and I'm sure I'll watch Mando season 3, but I'm in no hurry for either. I'm just burnt out. This is coming from a guy who literally has the coat of Sith tattooed. Wow. Yeah, that's sad to hear.
Wow.
Yeah.
I understand now. I certainly know where you're coming from. Get burnt out sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me too with Star Wars. It was just like, we got so much bad after bad after bad that you get to a point where you're just like, you know, it's the same thing with like, I mean, you know, it's sticking your finger in a light socket. You can only do it so many times before you learn.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
For me, so I actually never saw Rise of Skywalker. It seems like I dodged a bullet.
Did you?
I mean,
Okay.
I never saw it. I never watched Obi-Wan, didn't watch The Bad Batch, didn't watch Visions, didn't watch Andor, didn't watch Boba. It's just like like I said, and that's come from someone who I was really all in, especially after the end of season 1. Once again, interest is there. I won't deny it. It just goes to show you though where the lack of interest is for me at least. But no, hey, if everyone gets in on this and they enjoy it, hey, great for you. You know, talk about it, rave about it, do your reviews on it. I just hope that whatever comes out of it, the fallout wise, is for the best. That's, you know, if Star Wars fans get to enjoy it and they get more good Star Wars out of it, then that's great for the fans. I'm worried. I'm curious on the fallout of this. That's what I'm curious on.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then we've got, let's see here. I believe Elizabeth is next here with Elizabeth Young, who says, I just call the sequel series horrible, disgusting fan fiction and call it a day. I'm interested in checking out Mando when I have time. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. It premieres in March. So not too long, but it's still a little ways away. And like we said, almost 2.5 years it'll be since it initially had left off. And then Union of Amateur Strategists has been a member for 8 months and says, show your friends and family an alternative to Hollyweird. The less your friends and family buy from them, the sooner we get to make better content. Well, that's one thing you can try to do, especially to help in other ways outside of people in the fellowship, because obviously people here know, you know, of alternative means. But yeah, that's a good point. Then we got Pilgrim Media, who says, I can't even sail the high seas for Disney. You won't, or you can't. I think he means he can't be bothered to, is what he was trying to say.
Yeah, because I think you can if you want
to. Yeah. And then we got Tennille, aka Dislikes Puns, who says, my cat just only sniffed a candle one time before learning. Yeah. I mean, I was going to compare it to some other things, but I don't want to make that kind of comparison and upset somebody. But, you know, it's kind of one of those things where I think the best comparison I've made at this point when it comes to Star Wars is that, oh, we forgot this one here. Play High Note sent in Australian $2, said, what was the final viewership numbers for Andor or Ann Snore? You know, I don't know. Let me look on that in just a moment here. But yeah, like I've compared this whole thing to a breakup before, you know, as far as Star Wars goes. But let's see what were the viewership numbers of Andor. Let's see. Looks like it did remain in the top 10 most original watched shows for the Nielsen ratings, but it was not leading the pack in any way, shape, or form. I'm not seeing any exact numbers yet here, but
Did they
perhaps
release their numbers?
I don't know. That's another good question. To be honest, well, I think they have to report them to Nielsen. Let me see here, ratings. Well, the finale went up 50%. That I can see. 674 minutes. of the 12th episode, so
Hmm.
that ain't too bad. Let's see here what I can find. Yeah, even Mando was, I guess, viewing better at that point, technically, which is sad. Like like you would look at it like repeats of Mando. Yeah, I don't know how to do these streaming numbers. That's something that I trust better with like Valiant or
WDW or someone like that.
yeah, or
Camera
Culture.
Pashas of the world, Culture Casinos.
Yeah, someone on that level, because I am not the man for that.
I hear that. I try to pay attention to the numbers on stuff just so I can get an understanding of it. But nowadays it's like it's so scattered to so many different charts. It's like, dude, they have made it really crazy and confusing now. I feel like it's done that way on purpose.
Yeah. Then we got Haiti and Falarudo, who's been a member for 17 months at the maximum effort puppy level. It says the company hates you. They support criminal activity involving children. They don't pay their visual effects artists. Why are we even contemplating supporting them? Well, that's a very good point, Haitian. Well, here's the thing: is I don't technically support them. I got Disney Plus free through my kid's phone. So in that respect, that's the way I look at it. But to each his own, and I'm not going to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do on that respect. But what all you can do is do what's good for you, and hopefully others will choose to do the same.
Absolutely,
yeah.
That's what I do as well. Yeah.
And then it looks like I found something here. At least somebody sent me something here in the background. Thank you, North Fairfax, for finding this. It looks like the ratings were still more minutes. But Book of Boba Fett did better by the looks of it, with 776 minutes of viewing compared to the 405 million for Andor, which put it in 7th place. Let's see. The second highest rated Disney Plus series was She-Hulk, for comparison, with 526 million minutes. Rings of Power, for instance, supposedly had 1,117 million minutes for their episode 8. So there's some comparative numbers, and this is, I believe, episode 6 of Andor. I think this is for the ratings for. So again, yeah, we're only able to find like episodes, not like the full ratings from what I can find here. So that's the best I can answer that question. So with that, I did find one other thing to talk about, although it's been a very slow news day today on the entertainment front.
Okay.
This you could kind of file under the duh category, but hey, it's kind of nice to actually hear it confirmed. Channing Tatum hated GI Joe so much, he tried to turn it down 7 fucking times. And then he has to be killed off in the sequel. He says, I obviously didn't want to do it. We all knew this, right? Like, this was pretty obvious from the start in the second film. Because he's killed off literally in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. But according to Channing, he passed on the first one 7 times, but they had an option on me, and I had to do the movie. So basically, he got forced into doing it. So this sounds like the whole deal with Universal and Roy Scheider back in the day when he basically did Jaws 2 for 2 films. He's like, I don't want to do Jaws 2. Like, you're going to do it, and if you don't do it, whatever. And then he's like, well, if you do it, though, we'll make it count as 2 of the films, because he wanted to get out of his contract with Universal. But that cost him, I believe, the sequel to The French Connection, which he was supposedly set up for a spin-off deal for, or something like that, too, which really pissed him off. But anyway, he says, so the second one, I obviously just didn't want to do that one either. Tatum confirmed that he asked to be killed off in the first 10 minutes of the sequel, G.I. Joe Retaliation, to avoid any further commitment to the franchise. Did he regret this decision? No. Look, I'll be honest. I fucking hate that movie. I didn't even add the fucking. He goes, I hate that movie. Tatum previously told Howard Stern about the first G.I. Joe film. I was pushed into doing that movie from Coach Carter. They signed me to a 3-picture deal. They give you a contract and they go, 3-picture deal, here you go. And as a young actor, you're like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. I'm doing that. Time goes by and you get other jobs and you're building your quote and you have a dream job you want to do. And the studio calls you up and they're like, hey, we got a movie for you. We're going to send it to you. And they send it to you and it's G.I. Joe. Tatum continued, and I love G.I. Joe. Can I play Snake Eyes? And they're like, no, you're not playing Snake Eyes. You're playing G.I. Joe.
I love it.
Like, they don't realize G.I. Joe's not a character, motherfucker. Like,
Was his name Joe in the movie?
no, I don't think so. He was basically playing what's the lead character's name in the cartoon series?
I don't know.
When they revamped it in the 80s, I can't remember now the name of him, but
Yeah.
no, the one who actually played the original quote unquote G.I. Joe was Bruce Willis in the second film.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Duke. Was he Duke? Yeah.
Yeah, Duke. That's it. Thanks, guys. Duke. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was Duke from recollection. I just remember hating that movie. I didn't hate the first one. The first one, I'm like, that was a great Mask movie. If you guys remember Mask from the 80s.
Oh, I remember the yeah.
Not the Mask, but Mask. M.A.S.
Yeah.
K. Yeah.
Cartoon, yeah. And
Mobile
Toyline.
Assault. What was it? Mobile Assault. Something. I don't remember. Fuck. But yeah. Like, that was a great Mask movie, but it sucked as a G.I. Joe movie. And then the second one, I'm just like, what in the fuck happened here? Like, that was like almost gave Mortal Kombat 2 a run for its money, and then Highlander 2, that movie you don't think exists, Clobby.
Never heard of it.
Actually, Highlander 2 is much better than
Highlander. Wait a minute. Highlander 2 gets better. Is that
It's
better
better-
than any movie ever?
that. It was better than G.I. Joe 2.
I'm talking
Yes.
theatrical.
Yes. Actually, I don't, you know what? At that point, neither one of those versions of those movies makes it any better.
I'm saying theatrical is the theatrical version is one of the worst things I've ever seen in
It
my
is,
life. I
though.
almost walked
You're
out.
100% correct. But, like, you know, it's just like
Of Highlander.
at that point, like the producer's cut didn't do anything to fix it. Or
But
the
people always
Renegade
swear
cut,
by
or
that
whatever you
one.
call it.
Oh, the Renegade, yeah. People always
Fuck
swear by that one.
time travel bullshit. Like,
Oh,
that
I'm with ya.
helps.
Look, I never watched it. I just told that it's very different from the theatrical, which was that
The only-
one time in the theater was enough for me.
It is different enough that I'm pissed that I still don't have the theatrical available. Like, it has not been available since video.
It's
Yeah. But like,
Yeah.
give it a shot one of these days if you've really got like an hour and 45 minutes or whatever to kill and you want to do a video about something and you have nothing else to do a video about. I'd be interested to hear your take on the Renegade
I
version.
don't know if I could do it, but I'll try.
But there's actually been 2 different Renegade versions too on top of that. There's the original
Oh
one they did
yeah.
back in the day, and then they redid it for the Blu-ray here a few years back. And I'm sure that's if it's on streaming, that's the version. But if you can't find it, let me know. I can at least get you the standard version that we have now. But yeah.
Actually, a friend of mine, our good buddy Michael, he actually sent me a link to the theatrical as a joke, and I'm like, I watched.
Oh
that.
man, send me that. I'll take it.
I'll see if I can find it for you. I think he has it. Still. I'll check.
Yeah, I said Michael. I could just ask him too, but
I think that was him. Maybe it was someone else. I'm pretty sure it was him. It's
may have
been a
been.
while.
But yeah,
Yeah, terrible.
no. But yeah, so no, you're not playing Snake Eyes. You're playing G.I. Joe. The script wasn't even any good. And I didn't want to do something that I was a fan of since I was a kid and watched every morning growing up. And I didn't want to do something that was 1, bad, and 2, I just didn't know if I wanted to be G.I. Joe.
No. God. That's respectable.
But The Rise of Cobra did earn over $300 million at the box office worldwide. And the sequel even did better, believe it or not. That's why we got Snake Eyes, but that did not do very well because of the second film, I'd imagine. So that was, I thought, something kind of funny just to kind of chit chat about because there really isn't much else going on. We got a super chat from Indie Phantom who said, so did Siegel want to die in executive decision? Steven Seagal. I think that
Did he
was
want
his
to?
choice, wasn't it?
I've heard that it was. I don't know though.
But I think that was because it did, wasn't that? I'm trying to remember how that story went. It has been so many years. And I'm not the world's biggest Steven Seagal fan. In fact, the
No,
only
me
reason I
either.
watched that movie, I think, is because Kurt Russell's in it, isn't he?
Yes, he is. That's the only reason to watch it.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm with Elizabeth. That's big respect for Channing to come out and say, yeah, fuck that movie.
Indeed.
Agreed.
I'm not a big fan of Channing, but I'll give him that one. I'll have to give him that one.
Agreed.
You know,
I
I give him
second
credit for having a sense of humor. If you've ever seen it, what is it? This Is the End or whatever. That one movie that those guys made. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you would see it. It's not a great movie, but the fact
know
of how
what you're talking
demeaning
about,
he
though,
is
yeah.
to himself in that movie,
Oh,
it's
good.
like you're like, okay, this guy has a sense of humor at least. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, no, that's good to see someone
Sure,
making
fair
light of
enough,
a cruddy situation they were in. So
yeah. So with that,
Yes.
is there anything else
Yes.
on your guys' mind? Anything you want to talk about? Anything at all? We have an open table.
open
I
table.
saw Andre got mentioned. Andre got mentioned in a Dave Cullen video.
Did he really?
Oh,
Yeah, and then
hot
Dave Cullen's
dog.
new video. What was it? Talking about. Oh, it was. Oh my goodness. Talking about something. What was he talking about? Something to reshoots
Trek?
for Quantum Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
And
Quantum Mania
he was
reshoots.
quoting. I guess he saw your video, Andre's video.
Oh, actually,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
added to that.
think of.
Yeah.
I'm actually. I watched your video on Red Sonja, and dude, I'm actually optimistic for that.
I hope so.
I
It's
need-
in better hands than it was, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, after hearing everything, so I mean, I can understand the I guess you could say cautionary around it, but overall, though, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I'm like, okay, I'm actually curious to see how this works. So that
never
definitely gave
know.
me something to think about, and hopefully it ends up being good because that'd be cool to have like
Yeah.
in 2020. Probably that would come out 2024, 2025 at the earliest. No way that's gonna make it on time.
Actually, I think it's
for-
supposed
for
to be out this year. I think it is supposed
Really?
to be out
But
this
they
year.
don't even have a
They don't
date
have a
yet.
U.S.
Think about it.
distributor, that's why. And this is what Andre also pointed out in that video, but I agree with his take for the most part. I had a similar take. But what we're talking about, folks, is the new Red Sonja film is being directed by the same director as the Solomon Kane film that never got U.S. distribution years ago.
That was pretty
I
good.
still need to see that. I never actually
So
saw
we're
that
in a
Solomon
similar
Kane.
situation here. Same producer, same company, still no U.S. distribution. So
That movie came out a long time ago. That movie came out way back.
But here's the thing: is I think this one will get distribution because Solomon Kane's one of those I could see them going. What's a Solomon Kane? Red
Yeah, they
Sonja
would
is a little
know what it
different. Somebody's going to pick up Red Sonja. Lionsgate, somebody's gonna. And I think
Yeah,
Studio
Solomon.
Canal through Lionsgate is going to end up probably releasing Red Sonja on video anyway. So that'd be my guess. I don't even know who the fuck owns it in the U.S. anymore. That movie's been the rights for that movie in the U.S. are all convoluted. That's why it's not gotten very many releases, but we finally got the 4K from the UK, and I think that's going to hopefully clear some things out from the US. I think Warner Brothers actually owns it in the US, to be honest with you, which is weird. I'd have to look, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see who picks it up. There was years and years, Dimension was going to make a Red Sonja picture with Robert Rodriguez. But yeah, the main takeaway from the video was that they were talking about how they were going to change Red Sonja's origin so it's not so grapey.
Yeah. I saw that. And
at first, because I seen some people who were upset about it. I'm like, look, well, first of all, this isn't even her actual origin story. The first of all, the Red Sonja that we're familiar with is actually Marvel's Red Sonja. If you think about it, it's not the Red Sonja, but yeah.
Well, yeah, not the one. There was a character fairly similar from, but Robert Howard had a character that was slightly similar to her, but the one we know is
Roy Thomas,
really
basically
Roy Thomas and Marvel creators. She's only partially taken from a Howard book, so she really
inspired
is a
by more so. But what they did is they took her from being a pirate queen. She was a pirate queen originally.
Yes.
And they made her a contemporary of Conan in the comics.
Right, she is definitely a Marvel property in this instance. Yes, unlike Conan.
Yeah, so the version that we know, the version that Brigitte Nielsen starred in as in the 80s, that is the Marvel Roy Thomas version, basically. And that's kind of what we're getting here. So you got to keep that in mind right away. And that version of her origin story was actually retconned into her existence later on. And it was used for the film back in the day. But I argued, like, similar to what Andre said, it's at this point, it's not really necessary. There's other ways of doing this, and it really, it makes the fact that her whole deal is that, you know, no man can have her that doesn't defeat her kind of thing problematic in more ways than one, and it's not a hill to die on. Really, is it? Is it really something we need to fucking see or needs to happen to the character? It just makes her a victim. And then it really kind of, you know, if you take that away, instead that kind of makes the whole, you know, the only way, a man can have me is if they beat me. It turns it into more of a sport thing instead of more of like even more of a curse, if you look at it in a weird way. It's like, I don't know how to put it, but like Andre did it more eloquently than I did. My take was a little bit different than that, but like similar lines of like, it's not really that necessary and it's not really worth, you know, pushing into this story for no other reason than to make her some kind of victim.
Yeah. Let's hope they do a good job of it, but I'm going to remain skeptical because it's modern day and for a lot of the reasons you were talking about.
Oh, it was Belit the pirate king queen? Okay, well, she was like a pirate though.
Belit.
She was
I
like,
love Belit, by the way.
But anyway, so we'll see how it goes. We got a different actress now, different director than before. Originally, we were going to have that. Andre did a great video on it. He pretty much says everything you need to know there. So check that out.
Highly recommended watching.
But I'm glad to see you got some notice also for our other reporting though on the.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Cullen's cool.
Ant-Man stuff because felt like that kind of went under the radar there. So.
Well, Dave Cullen noticed you.
Yeah, because we had gotten a little inside info on that. Because doesn't sound like
they're basically MCU it up.
I don't know about the MCU part. Like the movie is
MCU and invention, like just a joke.
The comedy part, that was what we had heard. Was that basically the higher ups were not happy with the fact that it was such a more darker, dour kind of movie, and they wanted some more jokes put into it. So, and again, look who's back in charge.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't do that to Winter Soldier or some of those other some of those good ones.
Yeah, and like Script Doctor had posited that, you know, being that was kind of a Chapek leftover now, because we're actually getting to the few projects that Chapek would have overseen in any way, shape, or form. Like Script Doctor pointed out, you know, Iger's going to want to put his stank on it now since it was a Chapek project. So, yeah. Oh, Many Dragons asks, what do I think of... Oh, go ahead. Finish that thought, and then I'll get to this.
I don't know. No, just I was agreeing with you there. Go ahead. No, you're good.
Many Dragon wants to know about my thoughts on the new TMNT designs.
Uh-oh. New ones?
Look. Yeah.
Oh, new movies.
Well, for the Seth Rogen movie.
Oh, Christ. Have you seen those, have you?
Well, I seen earlier concept ones that came out before, so I'm not I kind of already knew what they were going to look like.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm not surprised, but they look very kiddie. I mean, I don't hate the design, but I'm not quite happy with what's going to go with the design, more so.
Yeah.
But this is more of they're clearly leading into the humor comedy kid element of this.
Oh boy.
Let me see if I can find the images here. I have them stashed away somewhere here.
Somewhere.
I think it's in here. In this folder, maybe. Probably quicker for me to just Google it, but you know, I'm kind of old school like that. I'd rather waste your fucking time being old. I'm old. You're going to be old by the time I find this son of a bitch.
Oh, man. Yes.
Looks like I'm going to have to look it up. Okay.
Do it. Come on. Look
Do
it up.
it.
Come
Do
on.
it.
Shut up.
Come
I
on.
kill you.
See you at the party, Victor.
I can't wait to not see this. I'll stick with my cartoons from 2012, 2003, and
Yeah.
also I actually like the 2007 TMNT movie. I love the 2007 TMNT movie. That was underrated. Like I'm standing by that one.
It had its moments. I liked
Not
elements
my
of it.
favorite style of animation, but I like how everything played out story wise, and there were some great moments in there too that are great callbacks to the movie. So even though it was never really made clear whether it was or was not in canon to the movies, but it's clear that they at least acknowledge those movies, whether it was considered continuity or not. Obviously, is a whole other conversation for another day, because I do wonder, but I really enjoyed it. And of course, I mean, come on, I mean, the first movie is not only just one of the greatest movies of all time, but that for me, I don't give tens ever. Sorry, maybe like once in a while, but that first TMNT movie is absolutely one of them. I have watched that. It's definitely one of the movies I've watched the most of my entire existence ever.
I'm having a hard time finding this shit. I know I have
Seth
it
Rogen
somewhere.
movie. Nah, that's just no. That's just the filth, as Claudia likes to say with Trek. Speaking of Trek, actually, well, Tom's digging for some. Claudia, have you seen R&B's comments about Picard season 3 and his? What do you think? Do you think he has potential to be good?
Hey there, Stunt Rat. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I have every respect.
I never watched Trek. I just figured I'd get your input.
No, I have every respect for the gentleman in question, RMB. I don't think I trust him on this one, but just because I don't know, he's too close to it, that kind of stuff. So I don't really, I don't know, who knows? But all I do know is P Hard season 3. The damage is already done. Does it have a chance to be less horrific than the first two? Sure, but that trailer shows none of that. In fact, it looks like it's going to be more disgusting for fans of the show because it's dragging all the other characters out and putting them and humiliating them the way the first two seasons humiliated a bunch of other characters. So
really,
I don't think
I didn't know it was out. The trailer, I didn't know that.
Oh, trailer, it's coming out. The show's coming out in I don't know, March or whatever, and the trailer looks horrifically bad.
Wow.
Again, he said he's seen them all, and that's fine. I haven't, but that trailer makes me believe that there's nothing that can be good about that. And with the same idiots doing the shows that we're doing it before, an abusive jerk like Metalis who treats fans like crap, and no.
Why is this being a pain in the ass to find these?
So basically, Mando and Picard are both season 3, and they both hit in March.
Wow. I think PR's in March, or is PR?
I think
someone help us in the
it's
chat.
Yeah,
is it in March chat? I'm not watching.
I think
Picard.
so. No, it's PR's going to be the same trash it was. Just got more, just dredging up more member berries and nostalgia to rely on, and it looks like absolute filthy trash. Sorry. I mean, it doesn't look any better. In fact, it looks more ridiculous. If that's even possible. So.
We always say it can't get worse, and then somehow we manage to scrape up a new bottom of the barrel each and every time. Like, it's I don't want to say it's impressive, but I'm lacking a better word here. I guess I'm just going to say it is impressive how they continue to find a new bottom of the barrel, because it's just like every time you think it doesn't get worse, it somehow does. And I can't imagine for Trekkies. I really empathize with Trekkies on that one, because even though I've never watched it, I feel bad for the fan base, because I've known people have been very dedicated to that for a long time, and I know people who are Trekkies who they just want Trek to be great. That's all they want. They just want Star Trek to be Star Trek. Yeah, it seems like that's the general consensus from most Trekkies, that the damage is beyond too late. And it's like it's hard for me to imagine them turning around the ship with a show like Picard, the way Picard plays out.
Well, as 16-bit said there, it got tanked worse than Star Wars. Doctor Who and Star Trek are damaged beyond all repair. No matter, and nobody's going to save them, especially Trek and Star Wars, really also. But yeah,
I had to jinx myself and say it'd be easier to find these online because now I'm like having the hardest time in the fucking world. Like it's like they disappeared. I have typed in every which way, shape, or form I can think of.
Maybe
Here I found them. Jesus Christ. I found a Reddit link, but like the Reddit thing had been pulled down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh Christ. Okay. These look like wacky toys to me. Like, you know, like
those are what are these now? What are we seeing?
these are the Mutant Mayhem designs for the new TMNT cartoon.
Okay, that's what you were being asked about.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a turtle guy, but don't look too good to me.
Okay,
like those,
so I only like one. I'll admit, I only like one, and that would be Leonardo. I don't like.
I don't dislike him either. I'm just saying I didn't grow up loving him. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. Well, I'm just talking about design.
As like a T-shirt design or like some wacky toys, I wouldn't care. But as a movie design, no, I'm not sold on this.
I only like Leonardo. I don't like the widescreen TV glasses on Donatello, and I don't like the giant do-rag bandana on Raphael that Rise show is trying to make it a thing. And I get it that and I get Michelangelo's supposed to be like the kid and the life of the party type, but I feel like that's a few bridges too far with the look of his character. So I guess 3 out of 4 is a big no. I mean, like if more than were like Leonardo, I would actually not mind that if it was there like Leonardo, because look at Leonardo. He doesn't look bad. He looks, tall.
He still looks scrawny as fuck. People have been calling him
scrawny.
Yeah, they are
all
scrawny.
scrawny.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have like a weird widescreen TV glasses or the weird.
And turtles are more chunky. They're not scrawny.
They are, yeah. They're a bit more chunky. They definitely got like almost like a linebacker look to them. They all do.
And that's why, I mean, I didn't care for the newer films, but like almost every other design up until the newer ones has been fine. It looks like Danny DeVito, says Keto. Oh, Lord. I said, Cowabunga, I'm a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Pizza doesn't taste better when you're hungry. It tastes better when you can savor it.
Wow.
I don't do a very good Danny DeVito, I guess, but
no, but still funny to hear nonetheless.
This monstrosity cost $100,000 or whatever it was, $127,000. I'm ruined. Hunky Herb.
Lordy.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's not too hard. He's just always up here. Yeah, he's just like, yeah. He would have been perfect energy. Mario, though.
To do DeVito, you got to have the energy. You got to have that mayhemic energy that he has to do the DeVito.
More Monkey said that was terrible. Do better. All right. Was it $82,000? I couldn't remember. It's been like 30 years since I've seen that episode. The Homer. Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
Oh, dude. They say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza. Dude, I remember being a kid, and what blew my mind about that scene was how they passed that pizza down the sewer drain, and the pizza was fine in the box because, that thing was passed down.
No fucking way, yeah.
I was just like, oh, there's no
the
way.
New Turbo Ginsu.
That is my one nitpick of the movie, just because of my.
Not only that, Domino's pizza does not look that fucking good as it did.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Wow. Trust me, believe me. I was one of those guys who ordered Domino's all the time in the early 2000s, and even in the early 2000s, it never ever looked that good. Now, trust me, that pizza in the movie. I still get a wet appetite for that when I see it in the movie. I'm just like, oh, I want pizza.
So yeah, that pizza in the movie looks like the pizza in Pizza Hut commercials look. Not even like real Pizza Hut, but like
that's a
like the
whole
Pizza
other
and
can of
Pizza
worms.
Hut commercials look. Yeah, like that's some. I guarantee you that pizza's not even real. That pizza is probably completely fake.
Fake pizza.
Sadly, you might be right, and I don't.
Well, they're eating it, so they're like, you know, and it lands on Splinter's head. There's no way they're gonna put real pizza, greasy ass pizza, on that expensive puppet's head. No fucking way. Kids.
No, for real. And that man, I feel like I gotta watch that first movie. The next
You
few
will
days.
listen now. I have tried to channel your anger, Raphael.
Strike one. Whoa, whiffer. I don't know why, but I
A
laughed at
Jose
that
Canseco bet? Tell me. You didn't pay money for this.
Oh
It
man,
was a 2-for-1 sale, pal.
I love that. That scene is so good.
What are you, a punker?
I don't know why, but
I
as a
hate
kid,
punkers.
I always giggled for some reason when I think it was Raphael who got his head put in the fish tank and he spit out water
That
and
was
it
Donnie,
made that
but
funny
yeah.
sound at the foot guy like that weird sound. And I don't know why, but for some reason that was very funny to me as a kid. I don't know why. There's a lot of weird things I found funny. I'm just like, why did I find that funny? I don't know. I don't
You know what's sad is after you did that noise, literally in my head, the scene's playing out and
I
gotcha
bet
and all that stuff. The whole fucking thing just keeps going like in my head.
Nice.
Maybe somebody ought to tell them we're the good guys.
Oh man, that movie seriously.
Cricket? Nobody understands cricket. You got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
Oh, I love too, like that scene where they get Splinter back, and like Splinter, and they all get it. And if you actually look at what they're doing, they're all petting Splinter. So now are they happy they got him back? But they're petting him. I always laughed at that. I'm like, they're petting Splinter. I don't know why, but for some reason that was so funny to me that they're all petting him as they got him back. So say, go rewatch that scene and tell me they're not petting Splinter.
I think he does in the
Tell
one
me
part,
I'm
yeah.
wrong.
Especially Mikey or Donnie was. One of them was. But Mikey was like petting everything. The guy who was inside that suit, like, you ever notice that? He was always like doing like the whole and stuff like that. He was always rubbing everything.
Dude,
and he's like, had this rubbing thing.
It's
It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, which is weird because it really went well with Corey Feldman's voice, which was weird, but which is even weirder because in the second film, it's the same guy in the suit, but different voice.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So weird. So very
But
weird.
the only one who's different in the second film is Raph on both fronts. But, yeah.
Yes. Oh, dude, the Raph voice was perfect. For that film.
Well,
Like, he just had the right.
Josh
content in
Pias is
this.
one of the only other actors besides that he played both in the costume and did the voice. He was the only one.
Oh, well, I didn't know he did both. Okay, I knew his voice, but man, I just to me
He
like,
actually
anytime I
broke
read
his
my
nose in the scene where he got thrown in the trash can.
Don't get me wrong, that sucks, but
And he's the guy in the back seat goes, "What the heck was that?" That's him.
oh man,
Yeah.
that is hilarious. Oh, that like don't get me wrong, like that sucks, and I wouldn't enjoy getting my nose busted, but damn. No,
Yeah,
just,
you've
like,
seen
anytime
him.
I
He was
read-
in I think it was one of the Law and Order shows or Criminal Minds or one of those shows. He was one of those shows for the longest time. And he's also one of the cops in Scream 3. He's the partner of Patrick Dempsey.
What?
Yeah, that's Josh Pias. That's the guy who plays Raphael. Yeah.
Yo, I know who.
He's actually had a pretty, I wouldn't say
prestige.
prestigious, but he's a character actor ever since, you know. So as far as like the guys behind the masks and all that stuff, he's the one who's probably been the most successful beyond that. Elias Cortez, of course, went on to great acclaim as an independent actor and a great character actor. And he didn't realize how much people loved his character. Like the what's her face that plays April had to talk him into doing the figure.
Something Elizabeth Hogue or something.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Hogue.
Was it Elizabeth Hogue or something Hogue?
Hoag's the
was
last name. I don't know about Elizabeth
Yeah,
being the first name though.
I can't remember the first name for some damn reason.
Judith
Seen her in
Hoag.
other
Judith
stuff.
Hoag.
Judith.
I was on the tip of my tongue the whole
I've seen
time.
a
but
couple other her and some other stuff.
she actually has a YouTube channel, but like, yeah, she got a hold of him. She's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But she's just like, people want this figure.
I actually saw recently because in Chicago, there's some guys who did. I think it was on Kickstarter. They did a fan film on Casey Jones. It was called Casey Jones Livewire, and obviously when you watch it, it looks like Chicago, and it was pretty good. Some of the dialogue is kind of but the action is actually really good. You see Casey Jones go up against a bunch of foot ninjas. And you see the cool TMNT van, and you get an appearance by Metalhead as well. Definitely, it's definitely worth a look at least to see that because I'll just say once again, my employer, the guy who plays Casey Jones in that game to my employer, and I saw he was wearing a TMNT shirt. I'm like, oh hey, nice shirt, and then it turned into that conversation about him playing Casey Jones in that fan film. But yeah. Casey Jones Livewire. If you guys want to watch something in the chat, it's about 25 minutes long.
Cool.
And with that,
we have SXHBK who sends in a member chat. It says now 122 and an eighth, 122 and an eighth. Terrific. Where the heck is 122 and an eighth? You're standing on it, dude. Actually, I can do it even better now. Watch this. You're standing on it, dude.
that was good.
Just slip it down here.
Really good.
Give me that. Hey, this is a 10. The tab's 13. You're 2 minutes late, dude.
32. Almost 122.
What's funny is that's the guy who's in the Michelangelo costume. The pizza guy.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, each one of the actors has a scene in the movie.
That's great.
Yeah. The guy who's actually in Donatello, he's like in the, I can't remember who he plays in the first movie because he's like in the background or something like that. But in the second movie, he's the foot soldier guy who's all pissed off while they're waiting for the shredder. The skinnier guy. That's the guy who's in Donnie's costume normally. But yeah.
Okay. It's inevitable, but when it happens, because I'm not gonna say when, but it's clear that that's gonna have to be an inevitable Toxic Tuesday. Maybe it'll be a special anniversary.
How could you not do TMNT? You
know,
another one I thought of today, Nick, was Problem Child.
What?
That should be one to put on the list too.
Oh yes. Problem Child would be
very toxic movie.
Yeah. No, I would love to do that one. It's for real. No, we'll have to do that.
Shit, the second one's probably more toxic than the first one, but yeah.
Maybe we should do a back-to-back, kind of like how we do with the Rockies and the Die Hards and Bond. Might as well do a back-to-backer with that one. No, that'd be great because I think I've only seen those a few times each, only a few times, but I really, really enjoyed them. So yeah, it would be almost kind of like new again.
Nick, did you guys do used cars yet?
No, we definitely have not.
I just watched that not too long ago, actually.
I love that movie. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
We still haven't even done Fletch, and I still want to do Fletch.
Oh, yeah. You can do Fletch,
God.
yeah.
Moon River.
Yep.
Yeah, Fletch. Yeah. How about The Jerk?
Using the whole fist doc?
Haven't done. I know. Yeah. I actually have not seen The Jerk. Believe it.
Oh, good Lord! Yeah, you got to do that. Toxic.
The Jerk is amazing.
Holy! I mean, yeah.
I was born a poor black child.
Oh, good Lord! Okay. The new phone books here. The new phone book here. Oh,
I'm somebody now.
There's stuff in there that you're not going to be able to say during your review, though. I mean, it's like
that's my special purpose.
Yes. They're Blazing Saddles type things in there. Not as many, but yeah.
Well, that's
these cans are defective.
Well, now I know I have to see that.
Oh my God, he hates these cans.
The way I never saw Spaceballs prior to
you gotta see
Tuesday,
I now need to watch The Jerk. I don't need anything except for my chair and this and my remote and my dog. I don't need my dog.
It always sounds funny. It just sounds
hilarious. It is such
Yeah.
a balls out, stupid, fucked up movie, but
Oh,
it's like,
God.
basically,
brilliant.
I don't know who said this, so I can't take credit for it, but somebody posited that he is the father to Lloyd and Harry from Dumb and Dumber.
You must be.
That they're secretly brothers and don't know it, and he is their dad.
Wow. Oh, God.
And it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like nobody else in the world is as dumb as them except for the jerk.
He's not mean like they are, but still.
No, but yeah. Well, Jim Carrey's the only one who's kind of mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, yeah.
And Harry, that's kind of the whole point of the movie. That's the first time Harry's ever kind of been selfish, I think.
Right.
When Lloyd's usually the one who's always been fucking selfish. But yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so many great lines in the jerk. It's
I know.
Oh, that'll be a great one.
Mega Wing Zero says it's my injury. It's my anniversary of my injury. What's up? Well, hopefully you're recovering, Mega Wing Zero. Good to hear from you though. Glad to have you here, and happy anniversary. I guess I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, right.
It's not a happy thing.
How do you? Speaking of injuries, you hear about Jeremy Renner? Like his is really serious.
Yeah, as we predicted, it was going to be a long journey for him ahead, and that's what it sounds like. And we did hear the breaking news the other morning that he was that it did come out that he's probably going to lose a leg or whatever. So yeah, it's too bad. So we'll have to see how that all turns out. But
I've said before on streams, or maybe even on video, like I've always respected Jeremy Renner, as a person and actor. He seemed like a guy that was, he actually seemed like a good guy unlike most of, everyone in his, his realm. And it sucks that, of course, it happened to him. Like, not that I'm wishing on others. It's just why and how him. Like, you talk about absolutely does not make any sense that he was trying to actually do a good thing. Seems like actually a good guy, and boom, this happens to him. I don't get it.
Well, and according to Snow, he said the article he's back home and recovering. So hopefully the whole leg thing worked out. So I don't know. That was
if that's false info about the leg,
I think it came via TMZ, but yeah, so it's very plausible. But Mecha J says, do you guys have any faith in the Seth Rogen TMNT movie actually being any good? No.
Hard, full stop. No, not with.
I think it's going to be obnoxious.
No.
And yeah, go ahead.
Seth Rogen, his biggest issue is he's not funny at all. And I think I liked one movie involving him. No, sorry, two. I'll correct myself. I did enjoy Superbad, but he wasn't one of the reasons. And I do enjoy Zack and Miri, but not because of him. There's an amazing scene in Zack and Miri where guy's like, hey, can I get a coffee? Black. And then the guy's like, can't you see we talking? White. And it's such a simple but effective scene. And that's dialogue that Rogen he's just not good enough to come up with dialogue that good.
I've only liked him twice.
Which one?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
40-Year-Old Virgin. 40-Year-Old Virgin, but it's not his movie.
I forgot he was in that. I forgot he was in that. I actually do like that movie, but I don't feel like
there's one other. No, yeah, but he's just in it. He's funny in it, though. He's fine in it. But I mean, there's a movie called Paul that I quite liked with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, where he plays Seth just plays the alien.
He does the voice. Yeah,
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, from time to time. That's the thing. I don't mind him when he pops up here and there in certain little roles where you can get rid of him after a while. Like, he's either obnoxious or I don't mind him. But, like, most of his lead role movies, I can't fucking stand. Zack and Miri was good just because of, at that time, that was when Kevin Smith was at his peak. But, I mean, between that and Dogma are probably two of his best films ever, I'd argue. I don't have any fucking faith in this. Nickelodeon has not known what to do with the Ninja Turtles for years. And ever since they bought them, pretty much. The closest they came was that 2012 series, and that was barely passable. In my opinion, it was just like, it's for kids. It's mostly harmless. It's not for me. There had nothing for me as an adult to attach myself to. otherwise, the biggest mistake is they keep going in these weird directions, like the Michael Bay one, even though it was both of them were PG-13 and the original films were PG. That Michael Bay ones felt like they were even more kiddie than those first two original Ninja Turtle movies for various reasons. And what wasn't kiddie was like weird and disturbing in weird ways, like Michelangelo hitting on April left and right, and the whole like, oh, I can feel my shell getting tighter and shit like that. That shit was just so bad. And the manicness of the turtles in the movie. Like, here's my problem with those movies. Those movies come off like what people used to think the Ninja Turtles were, who weren't really fans. That's what I have a problem with them.
Well said.
It's like, okay, you get a cursory idea of what they are, but you have no idea what they really are, right? It's somebody who caught maybe an episode or two, read and a synopsis of what the Ninja Turtles are. And they kind of saw a bunch of the toys and they're like, oh, I get it. It's a bunch of gross out toys and weird shit and mutants and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, you're really missing the point.
It's so crazy to think that in 1990 and 1991 and I think 2 or 3 for the third one, all those movies, you put them on now and they look far better than those Michael Bay movies on a visual level. Like I remember just seeing the first Michael Bay movie, I'm thinking, this looks like crap. It looks like crap. And that alone took me out of the movie, just looking at on the visual of it. I couldn't get myself to, really get past that. Just how it looked like was like crap. And obviously, the character, representation was absolutely awful too. But man, I don't see the turtles when I see those movies. I really don't.
Yeah. Tripping Orc says, I still want a Ninja Turtle movie that's close to the comics but made for adults. Me too. And I've heard some rumors that we're going to get something Last Ronin related. And I liked Last Ronin except for one little bit. And now that little bit is talked about being expanded upon for future comics. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't want that. Nobody else wants that. Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael are the Ninja Turtles. End stop. That's all we need. We don't need new ones. We don't need... whatever, just Yellow Flash. Sell your Ninja Turtle comics right before the movie comes out. That way you get the hype money before people watch it. Do you think there's going to be any hype for this movie, Yellow Flash? That's the problem. I don't think there's going to be any fucking hype for this movie at all.
That was Rogen involved.
Self-Rogen.
Yeah.
Self-flagellating Rogen.
Self-Rogen. I can't stand it. His Green Hornet was unforgivable.
This is true, though, too. He's probably going to make the value drop. You're not wrong.
Oh.
But then again, the Michael Bay era... Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, Clem.
No, I was going to say he'll be the first one to make the key collector app go backwards.
Well, I was just going to say that's kind of what happened, Clobby, with when the Michael Bay backlash. All the classic stuff went up in value. The newer stuff wasn't. And same thing is still true to this day. Like more merchandise is created of the newer or the older Ninja Turtle stuff than any of the newer stuff ever was. So.
Look at the reissues. You and I both have the blimp, dude. We have the classic figures that they did their reissues.
That's just one line, Nick. Like you have no idea.
Yeah. Well, all I'm trying to get is that, and I know there are more lines. They've even re-released some of the 2012 lines too. Like they're going back to all those series between 2012, obviously the 80s cartoon. Now I'm just waiting to see if they start doing any of the 2003. There's some figures from that line I'd like to have.
You've got those classic ones, and then you've got like the Ultimate line right now that are all in that. There's other ones that are like specialty ones too. They're all over, dude. Like there's probably no less than 6 or 7 lines of TMNT going on right now. But mostly classic level shit. And Venus, fuck her, and that new one. I don't count them as characters. The Last Mutation was the only thing that TMNT fans were really all that embarrassed about until the Michael Bay films.
Yeah. That's true.
That and the whole music thing we don't talk about.
Oh yeah, that's a whole.
The music was okay. The play around it and all that shit was fucking weird. It has no real place in turtle history. It's just kind of there.
I'm gonna be. I don't know if you want to call me contrarian for this, but I don't feel like a Turtles movie has to be like rated R. Obviously,
No.
we've had, but I think because I feel like 2003 was a good balance of what you could do. You could still have a show be for kids, but you could still have material there for the adults to invest into. I feel like 2003 and to a small lesser extent 2012, they both got it. Now, a lot of people I think misjudged the 2012 show just off the first season, because if you go beyond the first season, it's great. It's seriously great. And yes, there should be a pizza franchise for TMNT, but it's got to be good pizza. Don't just attach the name TMNT to pizza just to attach it, because then you're disrespecting the good name of pizza, but also the good name of the
It'll
TMNT.
be fucking Totino's or some shit.
Not even DiGiorno.
Totino's presents TMNT pizza.
It'll be Jack's, and that will be
Shit.
the worst, because Jack's is not pizza.
Jack's is better than fucking Totino's, though.
I was on them fighting
those
words.
fucking microwave fucking pizzas are like, that's not even food. That's like crap on a cracker.
I don't know how I feel about your comment.
Well,
I don't know if I
I'll eat
agree
Jack's
or
any day
disagree,
before
or if I-
Totino's. Like, I'm not talking about pizza rolls. Their pizza rolls are
Oh, I
fine.
know. I'm talking about the actual pizza.
Those
Burger
fucking
roll.
boxes of pizzas that you can put in the fucking microwave and shit, like those
Yeah,
are nappy.
Those things are basically like cardboard. Yeah, they're both cardboard.
Oh my god, they're nasty. Well, Jack's is maybe unless it's shit where you're at
Jack's
down
is
there.
not good. I've had good frozen pizza, and I'll tell you, it's not called.
You know what the
fucking
number
Jack's.
one selling frozen pizza is? Well, it used to. What it used to be, DiGiorno it is now, I believe.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
It was a Tombstone
I was a
for a
big
while, but
bruschetta
believe it or not,
guy.
Red Baron was like the number one.
Yes,
for a
remember
while.
no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, they
Red
still
Baron
make
was
that,
a
I
big
think.
deal for a while. I used to be huge on Red Baron until Freshetta came around, and now you don't hear from nowhere. But I used to be impressed by the commercial, like Freshetta, it's better. And then all of a sudden it was like, bro, where'd you go, Freshetta? Why'd you leave me? And I've been in like this weird like breakup phase. Like it's like I didn't leave Freshetta. Freshetta left me. And I just want Freshetta to come back. I just want it to come back. The Stranger Things pizza is decent, actually. That was actually decent. That came out for the season 4. I actually did not mind that. Or even the Barstool Sports pizza was good too. That came out.
It's been a while since I found a decent. You know what I miss? Roma's Magic Crust. They've made some crappy
never had
versions of
that
it now,
one.
but the original version of it was the best, and I just have not. They haven't been able to make it the same since. They don't even have it anymore. Not in my area anyway. I can get like the cheap off-brand versions of it, but like yeah.
Oh, now if you want good pizza bites and not Totino's, if you got an Aldi by you, the Aldi brand pizza bites are freaking great.
Don't know that one.
The Aldi brand are way better, and it's not even close. Warrior Justice, I see your comment about Lil Yakni pizza. It was actually decent. I didn't mind it. I did not mind it. So I definitely have it again. And suddenly we went to Ninja Turtles and pizza for the last half hour.
Well, they go together.
They really do. Tom, that's
together.
gotta be a thing for when we do TMNT on Toxic Tuesday. We gotta see if we can try a way to make sure all the panelists have pizza in time for that.
Hell yeah. But it's
Just
Tuesday,
saying.
so I think it's about time for me to make some tacos.
Yeah,
I think it's time. And you've got a show coming up here, Nick.
I do in less than 1 hour. I know a lot of you all here in the chat who are familiar with the Toxic Tuesday are used to it starting at 9 p.m. Tonight is a rare occasion episode where it will be at 8:30 Central. So that's in less than 50 minutes. We'll be talking the 2012 Dread, and we will have Mr. Quarter Black Garrett on. So that should be good. Garrett's obviously a good guy, good friend of the channel. So I've hung out with a few times in person. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. And I know he has a Dread helmet, and I hope that he wears it. Now, the only problem is if he wears it, he cannot take it off. I don't know if he'll want to do that.
I have the world's
yeah.
most.
I don't know
I have
if
the
a lot-
world's most controversial opinion on that movie. Me, but
Oh, I know.
You don't like it. You're one of the few
we've
people
had
who
our
doesn't care for it so
discussions
much.
on
yeah,
it.
I have a lot of problems
And
with
there are.
Andre
there are.
loves it though, so I'm sure he's going to be upset when he finds out he missed it. I still haven't had the heart to tell him it was the movie tonight.
it. Oops.
Yeah,
We gotta
It's one of
figure
his
out some
favorites.
move. You gotta send me some stuff that Andre likes, and then when inevitably we could get him on our episode, we'll do a late night episode.
I can tell you what
And
some
then-
of his favorite films are, and like what some of his probably favorite toxic films are. Like, I mean, Dread.
I
being
would
one
like
of
his
them, obviously.
toxic movies. Yeah,
He's a
'cause that
fan of
way-
all the Punishers in one shape or another. He loves his favorite film is either 2001 or Quest for Fire, depending on which day you ask him.
The all-time like favorite, you mean?
Yeah, like all time
Oh, okay.
favorite, and
Uh-huh.
then of course Conan.
Oh well, yeah, it goes without saying.
So like, yeah, I mean, if anything, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to try and plan for something. Like maybe we can do like an afternoon show or something sometime or some or other. Who knows?
Yeah. All right,
Or a
okay.
morning version. I know it's kind of tough to do a toxic show in the morning, but
Answer to E. Clay Thompson: No, I don't like anything at all. I hate everything.
everything.
It makes things so
Anything
Yeah, but-
pre 1980
no.
he doesn't like.
anything. I hate everything ever made. That way, it's just so easy on the wallet. You'd be
Well, you can
surprised
do
how-
that too.
You'd be surprised how much money you save if you hate everything.
That's a good
I
point.
get that all the time. I've gotten that all my life. If you dislike something someone likes, then you hate everything. That's the way it works.
Then EVA unit says, alert, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury 2023 just confirmed they're going fully woke. We always wanted to see a female Red Ranger, but not like this. Hashtag Minute's Edge. Well, I'm sorry for the Power Ranger fans, but it was only a matter of time. And then Mecha J says, Tom, have you checked out the Mando poll results? Well, thank you for reminding me. The poll ends with 58% saying no, and yes, 41% out of 646 votes. There you go,
I
kids.
think
So
the real question is, Tom, is you should run that question. How many of you did watch it when it actually comes out? Because there's
Compare
let's be
it.
fair here. There's a lot of people who all say that they're not going to watch it, and a portion of them don't follow through with it.
yeah, that's a good point. I'm sure Six will remind us to put a poll up for that. So yeah. So with that, stop. You're not my real dad. Okay, Greasy Panhandle.
What?
He comes in and he just says weird shit all the time.
I like that. Keep it up. Never stop. Never stop.
I mean, I'm not like offended or not. It just
No.
I wonder what he's gonna say this time.
I don't
It's
know.
like-
I'll tell you, I wish I hated everything. Boy, let's less clutter. Man, we'll stop tripping over stuff.
Clappy, what do you got coming up?
Oh, well, let's see. Tomorrow night, I believe Loki and I are going to have the Comic Roundtable on his channel at 7 p.m. Then my wild card Wednesday night at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, and then the Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark Thursday night. Clubby's Clubhouse, of course, at 9 p.m. And then I'll be hanging out with Dadman on his channel, his new channel, talking NFL playoffs at 7 on Friday night, and then the great Nick Weiser's channel, of course, Friday Night Comic Shop Talk. We'll be reviewing Infinity Gauntlet number 3, right, buddy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Looking
We're
forward
gonna
to
have
that.
some fun Friday night. That's been very fun doing the
Looking forward
one
to that.
issue deep dive. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
And then Saturday Night Star Trek with Raquel and I will be reviewing and our continuing mission to review all of Star Trek. We're in season 4 of Deep Space Nine. 4 more episodes, 9 p.m. Central, Saturday night. And thanks for having me, Nick. And great to see you all. Fantastic friends in the chat, Nick and Tom. Thanks for having me,
glad to have
Tom. I'm
you.
sorry, Nick.
And Six,
Nick
of
is,
course,
yeah.
in the background having computer issues. I feel bad for her, but hopefully she gets that all
Sorry,
sorted out. And
Sorry,
thank you
Six.
for the help as always, Six. I don't know if you want to hop in and say if you got anything going on, you want to plug it all, but you can if you need to. Other than that, though, I think we're going to wrap it up and say goodnight. And the link will be, the show will be linked to Nick's show, so you can check that out. I'm going to try and hop in if I can. It's just been so long since I've seen Dread. I don't know how much I'll have to add
Okay.
In comparison to you guys. You
Watch
already
your
got
video
Garrett,
from your own channel on it.
Well, yeah, Andre's he's kind of the more quintessential Dread fan. So you've already got a huge fan in Quarter Black Garrett. So
Yes,
tell him I
sir.
said hello if not. And
I will.
with that, we're going to scooch on out of here, kids.
I have registered